Welcome back, everyone. We have an elegant but simple appetizer for you. A recipe is perfect for your next gathering.
Chef Nick Burrington from Morehead Country Club will share with us 2 easy crostini recipes and some wine as well. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me today, guys.
You guys can focus on the food. I'll focus on the wine over here.
Yeah.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Awesome.
So we want to make sure we glove up so we follow all health code regulations. These are ready-to-eat foods.
All right.
So first, we're going to start by describing what a crostini is. It's a simple French baguette, and we slice it on a bias. So then you slice it on a bias, basically means at an angle. So we have our crostini, and then what I did prior to prepping it, you just toast it in an oven lightly for about 2 minutes. So a little drizzle of olive oil over the top, and a tiny sprinkle of kosher salt. And then what we're looking for in the crostini is just crunchy on the outside and then soft on the inside.
Okay.
So that is going to be our base. And then today we are making 2 crostinis. We're making a smoked salmon crostini with the dill caper cream cheese.
Yeah.
And then we're also making a caprese crostini with sun-dried tomatoes.
Caprese.
Caprese.
Okay.
Yep. So Italian and then a little bit of smoked salmon.
Nice.
So we'll start with our dill caper cream cheese. So we have our 8 ounces of cream cheese.
Softened?
Softened, yep.
Okay.
So we leave it out to warm. That makes it a lot easier to manipulate. We're going to add fresh dill. And then these are capers.
Love capers.
They're good in everything.
Aren't they?
So.
Yeah.
And then just a little bit of salt and pepper, a small pinch.
More kosher salt.
Yep.
Okay.
And then what we'll do is just basically to start, you just smush to try to get it incorporated, and then we just start mixing it.
Mixing, okay. Smush and then mix.
Yep.
All right. I can do that.
These over here. And then after she has that made, I'll have you assemble the crostinis.
All right.
So we'll do about 4 of these. If you want to put your gloves on right here, we have our smoked salmon, fully smoked, ready to eat. So
Yum.
there's plenty of ways you can smoke salmon. Smoke it until it's fully cooked. I worked at a smokehouse in Denver where we smoke it until a cold smoke where we're still able to, so it's not cooked, and then we grill it. Gives a really good flavor profile.
Cool.
So we'll have that.
Okay.
I'm going to start our caprese crostini. What we're going to need is a julienne onion. So by julienne onion, it's really fine chop. So
Nice.
did you want to do the other half?
I was going to say, I'm so glad you didn't ask me to do that, man. This is not your first rodeo, huh, dude? Holy cow.
And then we also have to chiffonade basil for our crostini. For our caprese crostini. A little fun fact about basil. I was just right out of high school before I moved to Denver. I did my culinary adventures. Chef Dan Grunwald brought me out to Denver, and I started my first night on the line and couldn't find rosemary in the walk-in, didn't know what it was, and told me to chiffonade basil, couldn't chiffonade basil, got thrown into the dish pit for 6 months.
Oh, no, did you?
I had to learn the hard way, so
Oh, my gosh.
I will always remember how to chiffonade basil.
Chiffonade.
Yep, so chiffonade, all we're looking for is very fine chop on any vegetable.
We're learning all sorts of new words.
I know.
Yep, my kind of expertise for what my chefing in is a lot of classical cooking, and then mixed with an Italian infused, and then also a little bit of Mexican infused, and then I just like to have
Love
fun.
that.
We
That
are so
smells
lucky to have you
amazing.
here today with us.
All right, so we have this. Chris, what we're going to do, take just a little bit and then smear it over the top of this.
Okay.
And then, Andrea, we're going to start our arugula pesto. So we have our food processor.
Do you want me to smear this? Because every time I smear this, I need to take a drink of wine, don't I?
He might have to pour the glasses. So this is where we got 2 to 4 ounces of arugula.
Okay.
And then we're going to take, this is roasted garlic, so we're going to take 3 cloves of that.
Love
Simply toss them in oil and roast them in the oven until they get a good golden brown. Toasted pine nuts.
This is going to be amazing.
That is what it needs right there. And then Parmesan cheese. We want to make sure not to season our pesto because the seasoning will come from the Parmesan. So,
Okay.
and then we'll go a little bit of lemon citrus. Make sure not to get any seeds, so I'll squeeze up.
Oh, smart.
And then we're going to make a paste. So then we'll go right over here. We can get the lid on and we'll start pulsing that.
Well, Sanjay, we'll do that in the break and come back with more. Stay tuned.
Nice.